Mark Whitley leads. Aggressive blocking on the 9 there from Mike DeWalt. Laps to go. Again, big shout out to Wilder Graphics, Butt Kicker, and the Cleaning Authority for their generous support of the LSRL assortment of leagues. 20 laps to go. You got a new pick to win, or are you still sticking with Thaxton?
It changed. I am a loyal man. Loyal to the soil.
There you go. But it's time to go now. I feel like you don't want to sit off. Think any further back in this 2 seconds, maybe, but you can't really lose the lead draft now. You're in it to win it now. You got to be, and you know, if you get taken out, you get taken out. It's plate racing. We'll move on next week and head into the intermediate portion of the schedule and show that this is kind of just the way that plate racing goes. But it is Ryan Von Henschel to the point. Car on the outside wall. I believe it's the 22 of Jeremy Steele. Oh my goodness! What a collision! And my thoughts and prayers are with the family of Jeremy Steele. Daniel Hashey also involved. We stay green. But what in the world happened to Jeremy Steele? In the 22... Looks like he just comes down into the 32 up against the wall, and then he's going to get involved. And I think he just... My goodness.
Had to be one of the hardest hits to the inside wall that I've ever seen.
Single car collision. The 32 gets it back going. You just hope he's okay.
I want to give a shout out to Ryan Von Henschel. He's had his moments, but he's not been really a top 10 driver, so for him to be out here running, he's challenging for the lead. Big improvements from our guy Ryan Von Henschel.
I'm curious to see where's the 91 in all of this. Merrick Watchhorn, and he's kind of getting closer and closer to the front. Remember, he loves helping that 77. If he can get up there late, they can kind of control the race a little bit.
I don't think people are really going to give him the opportunity.
And there goes the 11 in front of the field. Joseph McGill up hard into the wall. Cody B. Johnson, the 19 machine around. Casey Brunson, yellow is out. And we'll re-rack him. The 98 is on his side of Casey Brown. No front anything. Holy cow. What in the world happened here? Yellow out immediately. That's the 11 of James Goodwin. Ryan Taylor gets into the back of him. Does he get turned here from the 69? Yes. Joseph McGill catches him. Let's take a look here. They kind of almost cross each other over here. Heading into turn number 1. 11. Yeah, it's like the 69 enters high a little bit off of his right rear, so the 11 goes up, and then the 69 comes down, and some turned around. Cody B. Johnson almost misses it, but it's just that slight bit of contact with Casey Brown. It right hooks the 69 into Casey Brown. My goodness, into the catch fence. And Sean Anderson somehow avoids that one.
Having multiple people trying to go for that Air Taco award.
Yeah, there's been some hellacious wrecks here. Let's go on board. This is 98 and just hang on here. You think you're okay, a little bit of contact, you think you're okay, and the race is over just like that. And let's see this with Jeremy Steele. Go back a little bit, just a lap or two before. Yeah, he just comes down and gets into the 32 of Hashey, into the wall, and he kind of just along for the ride, I guess, and his night is done, engine blown. And what a collision. Big shout out Master Flex for the Prime subscription. You don't miss out on the 30 seconds ad. Or you miss out on the 30 seconds ad we run. We run the bare minimum that we are allowed to run. You don't get to see them anymore, so appreciate that.
Yeah, we had to go down to the bare minimum because they really like to just throw up ads as we were getting down to
the most inopportune portion of the race. Like, hey, we got a minute and a half ads with 3 laps to go, and I'm like, no, we can't have that. Got a driver update redemption for the CMS boys. They're being led by Travis De Leon in the 13th position. He's kept a clean race car. Started in the 50th position. Right behind him, his teammate Chris Pinder started 51st and last. They're both up 37 spots respectively. And then further on back, Kevin Boley, 18th, getting service done. It's a tougher night for William Bowman, taken out under their second to most recent caution. That is it for the CMS boys as they run with just 15 laps to go. So let's reset everything here. Out of the race, Gary Smith, Jonathan Mazzella, Joseph Murata, Kyle Jared, Anthony A. Thompson, Stephen Gaines, Jay Smart, William K. Price, Michael Davis. Randy Arms has been on pit road for 51 minutes. He's not giving up. He's just sitting there on pit road. Ben Thomas, same thing, 51 minutes of repairs. Brent D. Carter out of the race. Anthony Giuliano out of the race. We just heard from Lucas Reed in chat. His race is done. Brandon French on pit road as well, 42 minutes, effectively out of the race. Jonathan Shorts out of the race. Billy Davison, who's running good early, got caught up in some stuff. Multiple laps down. Merrick Watchhorn blew his engine early on in the race for running inside the top 5. Coming back to help the 77, though. Landon Quisenberry, multiple laps down. Alex Chira, 13 minutes on pit road. Same thing for William Bowman. Larry McDonald still running in 30th. Corey Blevins on his lap. Multiple laps down. Chase Hardy required repairs after our most recent caution. Tony Scarbo still going strong in 27th. Multiple laps down. Jeremy Steele, we saw what happened to him. Casey Brown destroyed after our most recent caution. Same thing with Joseph McGill. And then Daniel Hashey, the most recent victim as well under that sequence of cautions. And then Cody B. Johnson, I believe, is the last car on the lead lap, with the restart coming here with 13 laps to go. And yes, is it doing it right now?
No, it did it 8 minutes ago.
Oh, no one said anything, so
I thought it was like getting a little
interesting
bad, but I didn't think it was bad enough. It split it.
It started raining, so Xfinity said we're down here. Yeah, but 22 cars on the lead lap. Daniel Hashey, 1 lap down. As we head for the restart with 13 laps to go. That's your run through the field. We didn't name all the lead lap cars because, well, they still got to sort themselves out. We named everyone out of the race and laps down. And we'll give the lead lap cars their due in about 13 laps. Yeah, Hashey's not even out of it 1 lap down. His car doesn't look that bad, so he just needs 1 caution to get back into it. But you see the guy still running at the top of your ticker, 33, 36, 43. Guys still running, trying to pick up any possible spots that they can, and Randy Arms is one of them. He comes out and picks up 1 spot after his car was destroyed, so you love to see the dedication from these guys, fighting for every position on the racetrack.
Von Hinchel going to run up the high side. He's going to get split, but he's able to block the 77.
There's a late block just in time. Don't know how much longer you can get away with that, though. The 77 proving to be aggressive. Perrin Huggins was caught up in a wreck. Now he's trying to go back to the front. Is that the 1? of Ethan Toder. He was strong in the middle portion of this race, kind of got shuffled out a handful of times, making his way back into the top 10. What a block from Perrin. Von Henschel says no thank you. Going to immediately go to the high side, but Perrin picks up the 77. And here comes McQuiggan on the bottom, pushing Perrin. So this 4 going from bottom to top, top to bottom.
Little contact there between Thaxton and the 9 machine.
And here comes Josh Thaxton. It is 20 cars in the lead group. Cody B. Johnson not able to keep up with his damage, nor is Kevin Boley. They are on the lead lap. And here we go. Josh Thaxton, around goes Demien. There goes the 9 of Mike DeWalt. Caution out again.
It's not yet. It has now been thrown. Oh my.
Racing took their sweet time on that one, but it is 7 cars that made it through. Travis De Leon makes it through, I believe. And let's take a look. It starts with, I believe, Mike DeWalt. Here, we're on board with him. Making a 3-wide move, and yeah, he just gets hooked. And he gets a shot there. Samuel Demien involved. Let's take another look here at what starts this. And that's a disheartening feeling there inside the cockpit. You have no idea what happened. You're just driving straight. And it looks like here with the 1 machine. Ethan Toder, does Demien come off the bottom, or does the 1 come down and get him? 21's coming up, coming up, coming up. And a netcode bubble turns him across the nose of the 1, which left hooks the 9 of DeWalt, who was dominant for so long. Brings him down. The 19 of Casey Brunson, Kyle Ritchie, Sean Anderson, nowhere to go. Chris Pinder, nowhere to go. Eric Shields, nowhere to go. And that's our most recent caution. Looks like Corey Blevins might get into the back of Pinder here. Yes, he does. Shoves him into Kyle Ritchie. How about Zach Scare in 5th? Quiet night for him, inside of 10 to go. He's just trying to survive. Guys making some aggressive moves here. Aaron Huggins being aggressive with the blocking, the 77, and Josh Thaxton making moves. So this should put Hashi back on the lead lap. But who do we lose from that wreck? That'll go a lap down again, because it's kind of an ebb and flow. We get 4 cars in a wreck, 1 of them's destroyed, 2 destroyed, they lose their laps, and 1 gets 1 back, so...
I think the 9 is still going to have the speed to make a run at it.
Yeah, I mean, he got hit kind of in the left rear there. It wasn't anything engine-worthy, I don't think, so I think he'll be okay, and... It should be Hashi back on the lead lap, and there he goes. So 32 been involved in at least 2 wrecks, and he's got a shot at this late. But I know Pinder got... So he's back out. I know he got hit pretty good there. Kyle Ritchie was hit pretty good there. A couple of guys, a lot of guys on pit road. Mike DeWalt, Shane McGill, Lucas Reed, Ben Thomas, Cody B. Johnson, Demien, Kevin Boley. Ryan Tiller was involved. And it's like, what? Like, who has a clean car left? I think McQuiggan has had a pretty clean car tonight. Aaron Huggins been involved in 1 wreck. Mark Whitley hasn't been involved in anything. Thaxton's been involved in 2. Zach Scare has not. He's had a lot of close shaves. Von Henschel, I think, has a clean car. Landwehr should have a clean one. Travis De Leon should have a clean car. Casey Brunson has been involved in a couple of things. There's that 91 trying to help the 77. Scarebo. Larry McDonald. Landon Quisenberry. Blevins. Mike DeWalt. We just saw him go around. McElroy's been involved in a handful of stuff. How about Wayne Ruprack? He's been involved in a lot of stuff, but sitting inside the top 15. Same thing for Ashe and Tiller and Demien and all the way down this field. Guys trying to fix whatever damage they can and sprint to the finish with inside of 10 to go.
I gotta say, hearing you mention the 91, during these wrecks, I keep seeing him be able to slip past them and just like, it's gotta feel so disheartening because he does such a good job avoiding them, but it just means he's getting sent right back to the back.
Yeah, like he wants to help the 77 of Mark Whitley, and he was able to get to him once, and they went right to the lead. But every time there's a caution, he's 20-something laps down. He goes right to the tail end of the field.
He's trying his best.
He is, and it's got to be like just so annoying for him because he'll be the first to tell you that, hey, I made a mistake. I was pushing him. I didn't recognize attempts. It blew up on me. But he's shown amazing racecraft. Even when the engine blew up in front of the field, he's able to get below the apron and kind of limit the damage to only himself. So clearly he's got some talent behind the wheel of that 91 machine with the display he's shown tonight. It's kind of like a what-if scenario for him. He just wishes that he would have caught the temps a little bit sooner. And it takes really about 2 laps of straight pushing to blow it up, so you're not out of the woods yet. You gotta manage it the rest of the way. You can't just push until probably 2 or 3 to go. 3 to go maybe if you can kind of stick your nose out and get some air on it, but yeah, once you get to 2 to go though, officially, like, you come to 2 to go, all bets are off. You're just gonna shove the guy in front of you as hard as you can and hope it makes it around for 2 more laps.
With these cars, you can get them really connected. Like, you get 2 cars pushing. Like, you can
the Xfinity cars will hook up very nice if you know how to do it.
Yeah, you can be pushing
some
through
massive
the corner,
runs.
Like, yeah.
And that's what we expect to see here with 8 to go.
You gotta have that chemistry, though. And
yeah, like I said,
like,
I know someone mentioned earlier, a lot of new names and faces. You're coming down to crunch time. You don't have any teammates around you. You look to your left and your right. You've never seen him before. And how does that play into who you decide to work with? Back underway, Joshua McQuiggan gets a good jump. 77, Mark Whitley coming right with him. It's going to be Perrin Huggins, and Thaxton jumps to his inside, though.
Got them quotation marks, massive runs. These are probably
so if you're Perrin Huggins, though, say that's a great example. It's like, all right, the 6 just left me for dead on that restart, so I'm not going to maybe work with him. I'm going to try and pass him right back. Like, you see, he's going to right to his outside. So it's kind of like the internal, like, hey, can I work with this guy, or is he just going to go right on by me? You just never know what the guy behind you is going to do. You'd love to have a teammate behind you in this situation, but very rarely does it end up working out like that. Friends are where you find them, and here we go.
Yeah, we're taking it 3.
No one going with him, though. Here comes a 77. On board here with McQuiggan, trying to just hold that yellow and hope he's getting some good pushes from Thaxton behind. Perrin Huggins, he's thinking about 3 wide. Almost hooks that 77 in front of the field. They keep it going, though. 3 by 3 now. And that 3rd row on back almost. Down the back straightaway, Thaxton with a big move. They're all just changing lanes, snaking back and forth. And now we're 3 by 3 for the race lead. There goes the 66 Landwehr. It's all coming apart. McElroy involved. The 9, the 80, the 23. Eric Shields, Wayne Ruprack involved. Mike DeWalt involved in 2 consecutive cautions after dominating portions of this race. And let's take a look. That 66 was just... Yeah, let's just take a look down the back straightaway here, coming out of turn 2, and just watch this play out. Big move from Thaxton, big move from McQuiggan. Mark Whitley right through the middle. Wiggle on that top line for Perrin.
Yeah, I think this might have been a case of pushing the pusher. Von Hinchel hooked up to the back of Perrin as they get up to Thaxton.
Yeah, so Thaxton trying to make a move to the middle, and he ends up all the way at the top. 77 coming right through the middle with a head of steam, and the 4 and the 45 also with a head of steam into the 6, who's lost a little bit of momentum. It checks up the 4, the 45. 45 gets him a little bit loose. Into the 66, down into Zach Scare. And into Casey Brunson. Scare, I think, will avoid big damage, though. Brunson gets it again. Mike DeWalt. And Ryan Tiller goes around off the bumper of the 91, who is desperately trying to get up there and help his teammate. So I imagine Ryan will probably not be thrilled with that, being that he's so many laps down. But he's trying to get up there and help that 77. That's his primary objective.
I mean, you can't even really say that's on the 91. Tiller.
Yeah, it's just
he brake checks. I think he gets hooked there by the 66 actually. Like Tiller's through it fine, but like just the tail end of the 60.
I see that now. Yep. There's a lot of netcode going on tonight, and then Travis De Leon gets hit by Tiller coming down the racetrack, and here we go. All that attrition. It's like, again, so even more like, what do you got there? Perrin Huggins had some contact. Scare got a piece of that. Ethan Toder got a piece. McElroy got a piece. It's like, what do you have left? Do you have a car that can pull out a line and go for the win and can lead a line?
All I'm saying is I knew we should get paid by Garrett. I know it would tone down after we get out of, Florida, but Florida just brings out the worst people. Just the entire state is cursed.
I think this will lead us into... It's coming to 3 to go. Does it get a natural green-white checkered? I think it does. Restart, yeah. Green-white checkered. I think it gets a natural attempt here. 100 laps, and I think, yeah, the first, yeah. So we got 4 attempts at a green-white checkered, essentially. And there's just, I mean, the top 12 are doing what they're doing, and then just so many cars on them trying to get damage fixed.
Just please give us 1 attempt.
Back to 20. So I think we have 23 on the lead lap, if they all can get out of the pits under their own power. But here come the leaders.
How are we getting Rudick for president? He's not even here. Tell him to show up and we'll support him.
Yeah, can Landwehr get out? I mean, that car is pretty much beat up. Shields is out. Tiller can make it out. Cody B. Johnson cannot. Pinder cannot. Yes, he can. There goes Kyle Ritchie and Sean Anderson. Do they all make it out? I think they do. So yeah, 23 cars will have on the lead lap to settle it. From Joshua McQuiggan back to Nathaniel Landwehr, each with differing marks and whatnot, and my goodness. Just to double check, yeah, it's an official, yeah, green-white checkered, natural.
Just in here hoping, praying.
They get to 1 lap.
Just get to 1. Finish it at green. Don't make us do 3 of these.
I mean, it's interesting because they've done so well for so many portions of the race, and really I don't think we've had... I think we've gone green and at least on 1 lap pretty much every single time, I believe. But it's the mentality, it's the psychological effect of saying it's a green-white checker. That means something to people when they see it. You got to go. You get if they don't wreck in the 1 lap, then you know there's 1 lap. You're not guaranteed another attempt. So we'll see. I mean, what does Mike DeWalt have from 14th? What does James Goodwin have from 10th in a beat up race car? Like, who's gonna go for it, and where do they end up? Victory lane or the infield care center, or 5 rows deep in the stands? You just never know.
None of the wrecks have really been egregious. None of them have been
nothing truly outrageous.
I think there have been 1 or 2 that weren't great. But
here we go. McQuiggan enters the Geico restart zone. Back underway for the natural green-white checkered. Could be the final restart of the night. Outside line's going to have a huge run into turn 2 if they keep it compacted and stay together. 77 in the 4. And the 45 all hooked up nicely. No help on the inside line. 16 not able to close up.
The 91's still making moves trying to get towards the front.
Might as well at this point. But here comes that outside line. Mark Whitley from Perrin Huggins, from Ryan Von Henschel, and Ethan Toder. They blew around that inside line. Let's see who drops down to the inside. Who wants to lead the inside, or do they stay up?
If we're going to have a problem, it's going to be up here.
The 77 drops down to the inside. Perrin Huggins sticks to the outside. Looks like they'll make it back. Race is official. The 45 about took out all of them. But they have a chance to make it back. Into turn 1 for the final time. Inside line surging ahead now. Mark Whitley with help from McQuiggan. Perrin Huggins with help from Ryan Von Henschel. Travis DeLeon trying to get in the mix. Ethan Toder back there as well. Down the back straightaway for the final time. It's 2x2 outside in the second row. Does the outside line have the help? Not yet. The 45's taking a peek. That's going to slow up their momentum. What does McQuiggan do off of 4? Through 4 for the final time. Joshua McQuiggan pushing Mark Whitley to the line. No one's going to catch him. Dominating performance from the 77. He'll get it done at Daytona. And a clean finish in a green-white checkered. It's really all you can ask for. I mean, the top 18 to finish within 3 seconds, and then guys with damage. How about that for a finish? 77 definitely owes an assist there to Joshua McQuiggan. Josh Thaxton coming to congratulate him. And if we were wondering if it was going to be one of the new drivers or the returning members, it was the new driver of Mark Whitley that got it done. So score 1 for the newcomers.
And look, here comes the 91 finally able to get back to his bumper.
Merrick Watchorn helped him a lot in the early portion of the race and a little bit at the end, but the 77 got it done. And he'll burn it down, deservedly so. He was up front all night long. How about that? What a race to open up Season 9. 51 drivers at Daytona. We end up with 22 on the lead lap. And a lot more.
Excited to see retention over to next week.
Yeah, we go next week. We head to
Kentucky.
130 laps at Kentucky. So we'll see if we have. There'll be a little bit of drop off, obviously. So.
And then race 3, we go to the Roval.
Oh man. Let's see if we can get our race winner and our podium drivers in here for their media obligations as they finished on the podium.
Still burning it down.
We got 3 and 2. We're just waiting on number 1, but
he is the most important. He is the race winner.
Yeah, but solid finishes from Zach Scare after having 18 different near misses. Michael McElroy 11th are being wrecked 1,000 different times. And just a very... There we go. We got him in here. Here with your race winner, Mark Whitley in the 77. And that was really about as a dominating performance that we've seen on a plate track. You kind of just were inside the top 5 for pretty much the entire race, working well with the 91 and pretty much whoever else was up there. Kind of talk me through the strategy of just what lines to pick and how you're able to maintain track position all night long.
Yeah, Merrick, he's my new teammate. He just joined the team today, so we were working pretty good together. It sucks he blew up like that, but it gave us some valuable information. We knew it blew up at 275, so I guess his loss was our game as a team. So at the end of the race there, I was just trying to pick a good line, and I wanted to be on the bottom because that second lane was a lot harder to block from and a lot harder to defend. So once I could get down clear, I was, trying to make sure the car behind me didn't get clear of the outside to get up there and jump and get all jumbled. So I was trying to drag the brake a tiny bit, and coming off of 4, I could see neither one of them really had a good run, and I just knew just hold the wheel straight and don't do anything stupid, and we have the win. And I haven't won at one of these tracks in a long time, so it feels pretty good to finally get back into victory lane here, because it's been a hot minute.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great decision-making from your part all night long. And, the 91 definitely was helping out early and often, so much to the point where he blew up his engine, pushing you in the lead there. And he comes out 27 laps down. He gets to your back bumper again. You go to the lead, and that's the team play you love to see. So definitely we'll be watching out for you guys anytime we go to a plate track. Yeah, you worked well with McQuiggan there at the end. You made the move on that restart. You got in front of him, and you guys kind of just maintained outside line. Didn't have anything for you. You guys were hooked up, and it was a great finish, calm finish, which I'm sure you love to see. And you come home a winner here in your first race.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it. It was nerve. I haven't had blood hasn't been pumping that hard in a while, so great way to finish it. Like I said, these plate tracks, usually I can find my way up front, but I'll usually get wrecked. So it's great to come out of here and come away with not getting wrecked any. And I, like you said, spent the whole race. I don't think I went any lower than 7th the whole race, and just kind of worked. Especially I told Merrick at the beginning of the race, I was like, look, there's 51 cars in here. I do not want to go there. I'm staying up front as long as I can because it can be a hornet's nest when there's only 20, 30 cars. I was only imagining how 50 was going to do. So, I think it wound up being a pretty decent race, especially for the number of cars we had. A few extra cautions, but, first race of the year, getting the jitters and the anxiety out of the way. So I think the rest of the season will be played pretty good. So hopefully now we can continue into the normal races from now on and see what we can do for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I know we had a bunch of guys join last minute, so you show up season opener, you're like, wow, we got 51 people, and you come out on top. So definitely a dominating performance. Congratulations, and we'll let you get any shout-outs in if you got any.
Yeah, big shout-out Brantley over at Harpoon Designs. Yeah, part of this race before he had to go over and spot for somebody else. This league's kind of a last-minute thing I told him about, so appreciate him. He does all my paint jobs. He's going to get Merrick get one made for him here soon. So check him out at harpoondesign.com if you want to get one made. Or he's got a lot of paints on Trading Paints. Last I checked, he's got almost 2,000 of them on there. So if you want to check out some of his other work, check him out on Trading Paints. And big shout out to, like I said, Merrick, hell of a pusher like the whole race. I mean, even when he was 27 laps down, he made that top line work almost by himself and came up there and helped us, pushing really hard. And he's a hell of a teammate, especially, it's our first night being teammates. So I really appreciate him and the whole league for having me. And I'm glad I could come out here and get on top, guys. Oh yeah, shout out to my family tuning in these broadcasted races too. I know Twitch usually isn't one they watch. They're usually used to YouTube, so I think they are trying their best to try to watch it tonight. Hopefully they were able to get to work, and hopefully we can get them watching more of these.
Absolutely.
That's just a good reminder, Max. We need a dual stream.
Fair enough.
You too, man. Gotta help those older people. I don't know what it is.
Fair enough. But congratulations, and hope to see you back next week at Kentucky.
Sounds good, man.
Here with Joshua McQuiggan in the 29 machine. With the assist to Mark Whitley tonight, comes home runner-up, up 26 spots, and I don't think there's a scratch on that 29 machine tonight. Somehow able to avoid all the chaos of 51 cars, and you come home with a solid result tonight.
That is not true. I had a minute of damage at one point in this race.
Never mind that. You hit it well.
Yep, I guess I did. They got it pretty fixed up. I don't know. I feel like crying right now. This is just another one up short. I'm so mad at myself.
It's like, there's 51 people, right? So it's like, second's great, but it's like you're that close to winning a versus 50 car field. It's like, man, I wish. You think you could have done anything different, or talk me through that final restart?
Yeah, it just all comes down to the restart zone. I told the guy behind me where I was going, and he just didn't get going the same way I did. And they just had that run on the outside. I didn't want to go up there and block it because I knew I was just going to get put 3 wide middle and get a worse position or finishing position. So I just stayed on the bottom, and as soon as they jumped down, I tried to push them clear so I could possibly make a move, and I couldn't get it done. So I just pushed them to the win. Yep. Just another one, also close, coming up short. Another choke by Joshua McQuiggan.
But definitely a great effort from yourself tonight, able to avoid most of the chaos, and like you said, made most of the right decisions on the final restart. Maybe 1 or 2 goes your way. You're sitting at the top step of the podium, but nevertheless, a great effort and a great way to kick off your season.
Yeah, Kentucky's going to be fun next week. I heard it's going to be real loose. Maybe we'll get one of these days, and one of the other leagues you guys broadcast, maybe this one. I don't know. We'll see. One day that's not that unnamed league at Homestead. One day we will get it.
But, absolutely great way to kick off the season. And look forward to seeing you back here next week. We'll let you get any shout-outs in if you got any.
Backmarker.com.
Backmarkershop.com. Yeah, there you go.
My bad.
I know.
I just
Yeah.
came back. I
Yeah.
just came back. I'm new to this
Yeah.
stuff, but
Yeah.
thank you for correcting me. They
There
have
you
a
go.
bunch of cool shirt designs over there. I believe if you use the code Get Better, you'll get like a 15% discount or something. LAT Racing Oils. They're a West Coast oil company for racing, drag racing primarily. They're great if you guys drag race at West or whatever. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. CMS guys are fun to hang out with, and you guys broadcasting.
Absolutely. Well, appreciate the kind words and look forward to seeing you next week at Kentucky.
Yeah.
Here with your third place finisher, Perrin Huggins. Was pretty much up front most of the night as well. Started fifth, finishes third, so a good night from him. Got caught up in a couple of wrecks that weren't necessarily his fault. And one of them was pretty big damage to the right side of that machine, but able to get it all fixed. Shout out to the pit crew, and you come home the highest finishing Ford, and a good way to kick off your season in third.
Yeah, man. Thanks. I didn't think I had a chance to get back up front there, but the last time I fixed my damage, my eyes got big. I was like, oh man, I have a chance at this, and it worked out. So yeah, I'm hyped for her a top 3 in my first race in this league, and we'll go win Kentucky next week, hopefully.
Absolutely.
Tough race.
Yeah, definitely going to be an interesting 130 laps there. You think you could have done anything different on the final restart? I know the outside line didn't have a lot of help behind you, but you think you could have done anything different to challenge for the win?
Yeah, I think I could for sure went down and blocked the inside when I had no cars beside me, but I stayed on the top because Ryan is my teammate, and yeah, so it just didn't work out, but it's fine, and we'll move on. It was a fun race.
Absolutely. Third out of 51 cars, not too shabby. But we'll look forward to seeing you next week at Kentucky, and we'll let you get any shout-outs in if you have any.
So shout out to who y'all for her due to who and what y'all do. I used to race in a league that y'all were a part of. So thank y'all for what you do. You do a good job. So thank you.
Absolutely appreciate the kind words, and look forward to seeing you next week at Kentucky.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
And let's just go down the list. 51 cars. We got a couple left over. We'll give them their airtime. They stuck around, and go to fan favorite Daniel Hashi. Been a minute since we talked to him, so let's go in there. Here with the driver of the 32 machine, Daniel Hashi, and he comes home 15th out of 51 cars, and it was a heck of an effort from him. He got wrecked a couple of times, not really his fault, but definitely a show of adversity tonight, and you earned yourself a lead lap finish in the top 15 despite all those incidents, and definitely a good way to fight back.
Yes, Max. It's nice to talk to you again. I'm very happy to return to this championship.
Absolutely, we missed you.
Yes, I missed you all. I missed YJ Media and LSRL. It was a hard race, so when I came into the server, I saw that we need to qualify in the top 40 cars, and I don't race these cars since the last time I was here, so it was a challenge, but I did a good lap. I think I learned a lot of things in the IR 18 racing for the formulas, the Indy car. So this helped me to do a good lap. So I started in the 11th position. So to be honest, when I saw that everyone would race, I thought that I prefer to be in the back to wait, because it's a very hard race. People hit each other all the time. People play very hard. And I had 2 accidents, one since the beginning. So I needed to wait for the yellow flags to repair all my damage. And in the end, I had actually a netcode with another driver. He didn't hit me on purpose. So I had, I think, 3 minutes to fix my car. I still had one. So if I had one green white checkered, I would be basically clear to fight for position. So the 15th position was very good for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk about maximizing the results, and that's what you did here tonight, and picking up good points in your first race. I know we had 51 drivers here, so if it comes down to being locked in on points, or however they decide to go do moving forward, you put yourself in a good position in the first race of the season.
Yeah, for sure. I think with 51 cars being the 15th it's a very good position. I know we have a lot of good drivers who were behind me because they had accidents, and of course, congratulations to Mark, Joshua, and Perry for the podium. It's for a very, very competitive race. There's a lot of good drivers in the championship. I know Daytona used to be more crazy than other circuits, so I'm very sure that we will have very good races to the end of the championship.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on a solid result with all the adversity and the damage, and look forward to seeing you back here next week, hopefully.
Thank you, Max. I'll be here next week.
Absolutely. Great. Love to hear it. See you next week.
See ya.
Here with Speed Zone Esports 2, Ryan Tiller, Randy Arms, Landon Quisenberry, Casey Brown, and Ben Thomas. And I know we talked to Ryan a little bit earlier. Was able to keep most of the car intact until like the last caution of the night. You wind up 21st, but that's not the finish that you probably deserved here tonight, keeping the car clean for so long.
No, as you said, we kept the car clean for a good amount of the race. And just unfortunate, we were running high, trying to keep an eye on everything, and it happened right in front of us and couldn't slow down fast enough. But tried to get the damage repaired, coming back out, and just if it was a game event, just got clipped.
Yep.
Spun and just got too much damage there. I think 21st position is what I finished.
Yep.
I don't know. It's okay. It's Daytona.
Yeah, out of 51 cars, you say, hey, we'll take a top 5 finish and flush it and go to Kentucky.
Right now, we're working on handing out our season first Air Taco Award unofficially.
Yeah.
So
Casey Brown's a contender. He was up in the catch fence at one point. Hard incident for him that ended your night. Yeah, he's a candidate for that for sure.
I actually think I'm going to give it to Casey. So
yeah,
I've got
Casey. Were you cleared and released from the infield care center?
Oh, give me 1 second, Max, before we let him talk.
Oh gosh.
Oh no. Yeah, but Casey Brown, the unofficial recipient of the Air Taco Award, hard wreck. You still somehow finished 29th, so you top.
Oh yeah. I appreciate the award. Not the award I probably would want for the night, but hey, I walk away with something, I guess. So,
right.
Yeah, we just we tried to keep it clean. We were up there. Actually, we weren't up there a lot of the time because I just didn't want to get taken out too early. And then, towards the end, it was just time to go. And then there, when that I just got, I had nowhere to go. I was on the high line, and she just went into the fence. And that was all she wrote. We put her on the truck. Yeah, and it's in pieces. You'll probably never see that car again.
Yeah, definitely.
It is a screenshot now in the Discord, so if you want to take a look at that.
Yeah, saw that.
Oh, I forgot I was on my side. So yeah.
But it's just Daytona. You show up, season opener, and you're like, well, there's 51 people here, so we'll just flip a coin and we'll see what happens, kind of. But looking forward to seeing you guys at Kentucky for sure, and kind of have a sense of normalcy back into everything, hopefully.
Yeah, we're gonna set it at 40 next time. We're not gonna have 51.
Yeah, at least 43 or something. But yeah, 51. It was a great race, all things considered. Landon Quisenberry, am I saying that right?
Yeah, you got it.
Bet you had a fan in chat tonight, and then I think you wrecked like 5 laps later, so they jinxed you. But you were fighting up there for a good portion. You kept getting involved in a lot that really wasn't your fault either. Kind of an appropriately named team name there, Dodge Better Esports, I saw. So you were dodging a lot tonight, but having to dodge a whole bunch of stuff tonight.
Yeah, that was an inside joke with my friend Cade, who wasn't here yet. He's not on land not till November 21st, since he's in the Navy. So,
Ah,
yeah, I mean, it was just Daytona. I tried because I was like, well, there's 51 cars. I'll try and maybe run. I like running up front and running the pack, but I didn't start high enough there, so I was like in the back, and then I'm stuck around mid pack being dumb, and that's when everyone was just switching lanes like they're trying to go to Raising Cane's. Shout out to Raising Cane's. um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't like the wreck that I got in. They all wrecked in front of me, and the car behind me closed the gap on the inside lane and closed it out. And then I wrecked. And then they said I had wheel damage, and it was 10 minutes of optional. And then I come out, and then I'm 30 miles per hour off the pace. And then I did the 10 minutes, and all they did was slap the rear bumper back on it, and then I was back up to speed again. So I don't know. It was just Daytona. That's really all I could describe it. But I kept in there, never back down, never give up, and got like 26th.
there you go. Almost a top half finish in 51 people, but yeah, definitely. And then Ben Thomas, you were up there a little bit. I know you kind of KO'd early on and didn't really get a chance to show what you had for him tonight.
Well, just super speedway racing.
Absolutely.
Went in with the objective of just trying to finish after the past two last season and not finishing either one, and tried to stay in the back as long as I could and just kind of follow the speed zone guys as much as I could. And lo and behold, I got taken out by one of them and then got thrown back. So
Yeah.
it's what it is.
Yeah, it'll be awkward Wednesday morning debrief in the shop, but spirits are high heading to Kentucky, I hope, and looking forward to seeing you guys there. Randy, I saw you just hop back in.
Yeah,
that I saw you come out like 45 laps down to get like 2 spots. I saw that.
yeah, we I don't even remember what happened in the crash that took us out, but we had like a total of like 55 minutes of repairs. So we was able to get out there at the very end, picked up about 3 or 4 spots, just I guess for my pride.
Yeah.
And other than that, we watched from the tower, and so I got to see some pretty exciting racing out there, I guess you could say.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah, with 51 people, definitely. I thought it was a well-organized show, a little bit of super speedway chaos here and there, but all in all, a good night for sure.
Yeah, for what we had, it went a lot better than I was expecting.
Absolutely.
I'll be honest. So hopefully, next week. I don't know if everyone will come back. I hope most people come back, and we can put on a good race at a real track.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to it, and we'll see who rises to the top when the tire management and the long run speed comes into play. Looking forward to that next week at Kentucky. But y'all have a great night, and we'll see you there.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Thanks.
And then here with Kevin Boley and William Bowman, who troubles seem to kind of find you guys, even though you're hanging out way at the back.
Yeah.
And then somehow, some way, I'll give you this, William. You were the only driver to finish where you started. So that was interesting. You had in a field of 51 cars, you did not gain or lose a spot. Interesting.
Still doesn't make me feel any
right, I just thought it was a little quirk. But obviously, you were kind of hanging out at the back, and then trouble still finds its way back there. And
yeah, I got caught up in a wreck earlier and had 4.5 minutes damage. And I finally had just got that fixed and actually was slowing down for the wreck where my buddy here, Kevin, got taken out in. And then I got run over by the person beside me, and it was 30 minutes required.
Yeah, engine blood, I think. Yep.
So
and then
just got back into it, so that's how it goes, I guess.
Yeah, but super speedway race with 51 people, you can kind of throw the expectations in the rule book out the window and just kind of like, well, we'll go to Kentucky and then we'll actually race it out from there.
Right.
For sure.
Definitely. And Kevin, you were having a solid race. You were kind of just hanging out for like the first 23 laps in that 6th position. I saw a lot. You were hanging out front early.
Yeah, it's top 75 laps. I was top 14.
Yeah, and just kind of hanging out, and then obviously you right at the very end you get caught up in some stuff back to back, and you were the first car to finish a lap down, I believe. So
yeah, I think I was 2 laps down, but Yeah, it ended up blowing up, so I didn't even finish it.
Yeah, but you got very close. So you did 98 laps. So you were running so strong up until then, right? Like I said, those last 10 laps or so took out a couple of people, but definitely a good race. I knew you were there for a good portion, and looking forward to seeing what you guys can do next week at Kentucky.
Heck yeah, appreciate it.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. We'll have a good night, and we'll see you next week.
All right, you too.
Brother.
Alrighty, Art, you there?
No.
Alrighty. But so yeah, we come into tonight, and we got a bunch of new entries to the league. One of them wins the darn thing. Mark Whitley gets the job done. You can see there, McQuiggan has made a handful of starts, so it wasn't his debut technically, but Whitley debut, Perrin Huggins' debut, Thaxton a debut, Von Henschel debut. Same thing for Zach Scare. It's really just the top 10 dominated by people making their debut. Good results for CMS boys, Travis De Leon, and yeah, just a very interesting night with 51 cars. Everyone kind of was like not sure what to expect, but the racing was very good. We had 22 cars on the lead lap. And then here's your race results all the way down. Some heavy hitters outside the top 25 only scoring 1 point. William Bowman, Randy Arns, Ben Thomas, French, Lucas Reed, Anthony Giuliano, Schwartz, then 39th. And so, yeah, just not sure really what to expect. Gary Smith rounding out the field of 51 with only 10 laps completed. But that was certainly a race. Art, your final thoughts?
I mean, 51 drivers. I think it was a good race for what we got.
Absolutely. And congratulations again to Mark Whitley. He controlled the race for most of the night and a deserving winner for sure. We head to Kentucky next Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we're back the Monday following for the Affinity Racing Series Championship. And looking forward to that. So y'all have a great week, and we'll see you back here next Tuesday. Y'all take care.